At 2:47 a.m., someone walked quietly through a dark Columbus alley. They didn't break a window. They didn't force a door. They didn't wake the children crying upstairs. Minutes later, two respected professionals lay dead, executed in their own home, and the man police would later accuse was a surgeon. Victim's life. Monique Tepe was described by family as warm, thoughtful, and fiercely devoted to her children. She had rebuilt her life, quietly, deliberately, after a marriage she rarely spoke about. Her husband, Dr. Spencer Tepe, was known for his reliability. A man so punctual that when he failed to show up for work one morning, co-workers immediately feared something was wrong. Together, they were raising two young children in a modest home in Columbus's Wineland Park neighborhood. A 1-year-old, a 4-year-old. A home filled with routines, late-night bottles, and early morning alarms. Nothing about their life suggested danger. The night of the crime. Sometime between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m., someone entered the Tepe home. There was no forced entry, no struggle downstairs, no alarm. On the second floor, Monique and Spencer were shot multiple times with a 9mm firearm. Prosecutors would later allege the use of a suppressor, a detail that changes everything. No loud bang, no neighbors awakened. Down the hall, their children slept. At sunrise, the killer was already gone. Discovery and early leads. By 9 a.m., concern turned to panic. A dental practice owner called 911. Spencer Tepe had never been late. An hour later, a man stood outside the house, hearing children crying but unable to enter. Then a friend looked through a window and saw a body. Inside, police found both victims upstairs. The children and family dog were unharmed. There was no weapon, nothing stolen, no explanation. For days, fear spread through the neighborhood. Red herrings and misdirection. Breakthrough evidence. The case cracked not through witnesses, but through machines. License plate readers detected a vehicle arriving near the Tepe home during the murder window, then driving 325 miles back to Illinois. The car wasn't rented. It wasn't borrowed. It was registered to Michael David McKee. Surveillance footage showed a hooded figure walking through a nearby alley, moving calmly, deliberately. When McKee was arrested, investigators seized firearms from his property. Ballistics linked one of those weapons to the shell casings found inside the home. For prosecutors, it was devastating evidence. Climax, arrest, and indictment. On January 10, 2026, McKee was arrested at a Chick-fil-A in Rockford, Illinois. He did not resist. Days later, a grand jury returned a 5-count indictment, including 4 counts of aggravated murder, firearm, and suppressor specifications. Aggravated burglary. Prosecutors alleged premeditation, pointing to the suppressor as proof this was no emotional outburst, but a calculated execution. Justice or mystery remains. McKee has pleaded not guilty. A motive has not been formally released, but family members describe a history of fear, emotional abuse, and threats that never made it into official reports. 2 children survived the night. Their parents did not. As the legal process unfolds, one question lingers in the quiet spaces of that Columbus home. How well do we ever truly know the people we once loved?